Is there a distance from that section corner down there on the T intersection? North to the point of beginning? I mean, how do you, I hate to just say Trent Lynch's property, it could be Ron Hayden's property 10 years from now.
Well, that's why I put the 637.
Yeah, but where's that 637? That's
From the south line of that quarter.
That's what I asked you. You said no. Okay.
Well, I thought, here's the road down here.
But you don't have a commencing here and going here to a point of beginning.
No, there's a section corner. It's a quarter corner there. There's an iron bar here.
Okay. So, do you have a distance from there to Trent Lynch's north line? That's my question. I mean, so we can establish that 637 feet.
Is that the
part of the issue?
592? Is that 592.61?
Part of the issue out there is when you take and add there's a survey of the Longland property, who owns this and this, and then if you look at Trent Lynch's legal description, if you add the distance from this corner to Longland's north line, plus you add in his Trent's legal description, it puts you a spot about 5 feet north of that fence. And so that's why it shows in the resolution is relate that we're closing it to his north fence line, because it doesn't agree with what would appear. The legal doesn't agree to appear with what is in place on the ground. So I didn't want to use the 375 feet that his document says, because that would vacate it to a point somewhere north of that fence line.
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, if you guys are okay just throwing that 637 feet out there anywhere, it's okay with me.
From your stake,
But he doesn't say that. He just says 637 feet.
But it's from the south line of that northeast quarter. I mean,
No, it's not. It just says you're going to close 637 feet of that road. It doesn't give a point of beginning at all.
excuse me. The 637 is the distance from where we closed before to his north line here.
That's what I assumed, from here to here.
And so the distance that's left open is the, where's my map? That's it. The distance from the south line of that quarter, which is the corner of the road here, to the north line of Longland's property is 592.61 feet. And if you would add in the 375 that Lynch's description relates, which I don't believe is a survey distance, because they start his description from clear up here, and they go a nice clean 13, 20 feet this way, and they go south, I don't remember how many feet, I can look it up real quick, and then they go 375, 460, 375, 460. We can see even by the lines they put in on the GIS that this line is not parallel with that
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Even though the legal says it's supposed to be. So basically the distance from his north line south would be the 1,600 less the 637.
So what's that 1,600?
That's what we vacated before, 1,600 from that corner north. Anything north of there was vacated previously
In 2006.
in 2006, from this point north. So the 637 is, yeah, from here to there, whoops, here to here, to his north line.
Yeah. From here to here.
Yep, yep, yep.
Does that clear up Jim's problem though? I mean, you raise a good point. I understand what you're saying.
He wants a legal description.
If you guys are okay with it, I'm gonna have to be. I mean, but it doesn't say where that 637 feet is. Whether it's,
Well, it's from this point south.
but where's that point? You don't tell them
It's
that, you
it's
just say,
1,600 feet.
Yeah,
it is 1,600 feet. Okay.
Because that's where we vacated, from that point north it was vacated previously. So this is 1,600 feet here. And, I mean,
We vacated from.
Trent yesterday says, "Well, you're gonna survey my property for me?"
Yeah.
I said, "No, we're not gonna do that."
They're in
And-
Oh,
2006.
okay,
and
if
then
you're coming up
going
here
from here.
1,600 feet and starting there and
This
coming
is
back,
from here to there.
637.
that's,
637
okay,
feet.
all right.
And the distance from here north to that line measured 962 yesterday. Well, legally, if you add up the description, it should be 967. But I didn't want to use either one of those dimensions because if they go out and, if he goes out there and has that surveyed now, and he says, okay, that is, my north line isn't where the fence is, the property line is 5 foot north of there, which would, it would appear legal wise, but yet, if those two landowners get in a fight about where the property line is, where the fence is, that's gonna be, that's what the court's gonna decide, that's where the,
As long as he has his descriptive point, I think it's okay.
Okay,
It should be fine.
okay.
I originally had a distance in there that we were gonna close, but then, I mean, the intent is to close to his north property line. And so if they happen to do a survey and it moves, then to me, we're still vacated to where the fence, where his property line is. But I knew the footage was important to have in there, so you had an idea of what was being closed.
Good.
Do you want to keep one of them, Jim?
Yeah,
And I'll take this one, have it recorded.
okay.
Now I shut all the papers up, I can find my